I have it, and there's nothing there but the town seal right now. Okay, we're on YouTube.
Sounded like a seal.
That's what I thought I heard, the town seal. I could have sworn I heard it.
All right, okay. All right, here we go. We're starting the meeting, so let's all calm down. All right,
I thought I heard the town seal.
I gotta,
I could have sworn I heard it.
all right, okay. I did. All right, so this is the November 12th virtual special OGAT meeting. I'm Saul Silverstein. I'm the chairman of the OGAT committee. On your screen on the top left corner is Marlene Silverstein, the recording secretary. On the top right corner is Bob Kelly, committee member. Chris Kelly is our assistant coordinator. His video is not working right now. He's the blank screen on the left center. Center of the screen is Mike Muddett, committee member. Right to the right of Mike on your screen is Ron Davis, our coordinator. And at the bottom of the screen is Gary Del Piano, committee member. There are 4 of us, so we have a quorum. We can have this meeting and vote tonight. So the first item on our agenda is questions and comments. Does anyone have any questions or comments? No? Okay, our meeting tonight is only on YouTube due to a conflicting meeting that is being broadcast on the OGAT television channels. Channel 79 on Optimum and channel 6063 on Frontier TV, but we will not be on those 2 channels until after this program is, after our meeting is done and it's uploaded there. So the first item on our agenda is to approve the minutes of both the September 10th and October 8th meetings. September 10th, we did have a quorum entitled to vote on the September 10th meeting minutes are myself, Gary Del Piano, Bob Kelly, and Mike Muddett. I sent the meeting minutes out for you to read. If anyone wants to discuss anything, make a motion to approve them. Mike is making a motion to approve them. Any seconds?
Second.
Bob and Gary both seconded. Okay, I think Gary was first though. Any discussion of the meeting minutes? Nope. All in favor of approving the September 10th meeting minutes as written?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I believe that was unanimous. Second set of meeting minutes is the virtual meeting of October 8th. We did not have a quorum that night. We held the meeting and took no votes. Present there was myself, Bob Kelly, and Mike Muddett. So we can vote. Gary can abstain if he'd like. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of October 8th? Mike Muddett again.
So approve.
Bob Kelly, seconds. Any discussion of those minutes? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, 3 ayes, and
I
Gary, you're
abstain.
abstaining. Great, thank you. The next item on the agenda is the budget. So I've sent the budget out. It's 2 pages. 1 page is entitled Town General Fund, and that is the money that the town of Orange gives us to fund our operations. That seems to be running properly. We've got the miscellaneous supplies and expenses used 13% of that. Temporary salaries about 5%. The coordinator 41%. The assistant coordinator 18%, and the temporary camera operators, it says we've used 16% of that. The second page is supposed to be the CAC, the Cable Advisory Council grant budget. The problem continues. The town adopted a new accounting system on July 1st, and there have been some growing pains. So what you see in front of you is missing 2 of our accounts, and it has 2 extraneous accounts that have nothing to do with OGAT, and I've crossed those out. The three accounts that are listed are the professional services camera operators, which is our temporary camera operators. That the next item is the equipment that we purchased with the CAC grant. Then the salary of the assistant coordinator. Missing are the employee benefits, which is workers' comp and FICA and Medicare. The other problem that we're having with the accounting system is does not show that the money, the grant funds actually being put into the accounts. It only shows the expenditures. So everything looks like it's a negative balance when that's not true. I've been trying to get the town to fix this. They've been trying. I think they've been having some, as I said, growing issues with this new software. But we need to get this resolved within the next month because I do have to write a report to the Cable Advisory Council showing them how how we spent the money. I'll say it that way. So hopefully we can get that resolved within the next few weeks and get our accounting, our budget reports up to date. Any questions on the budget? The next is another budget item, and that is I received from Finance Director the notice that they wish us to provide our requested budget for fiscal year 2021, 2022. That runs from July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2022. I sent you all a copy of the letter that the Finance Director wrote. It basically says, don't increase your budget because of the COVID-19 situation. The town doesn't really have a lot of flexibility in terms of budgeting and adding to the budget. So I have taken a first crack at it, and I've sent you the narrative as well as what I am just putting down as a put for a requested budget. I've pretty much towed the line. The coordinator salary I kept at the current value. The assistant coordinator I boosted by 1%, basically by about $1,000. The camera operators and everything else I've kept at current year levels. The reason I boosted the assistant coordinator is due to the COVID-19 situation. Our assistant coordinator has been taking on duties that would have normally been performed by the temporary camera operators. And so he's putting in a lot more hours. Now, we were able to get 4,000 grant funding this year that defray the cost, that the extra hours he's been putting in. But as you all know, there's no guarantee we'll get more grant funding next year. And so I thought I would be a little cautious and just put an extra 1,000 into that line item to try and cover that should we not get any grant funds. And if you read the narrative, that's pretty much what I said. Everything else, as I said, I kept the same. So our budget, which was a total of $77,190 for the current fiscal year, I've asked for $1,000 more, $78,190. That's my initial input. It's a draft. What does the committee actually want to do?
It's probably more than fair. It's not more than fair, probably a little bit less than fair. But the town is the town.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you have to, yeah. So I guess, you know, I don't know how the tax revenues are, but the state funding, I think is probably, it's under pressure. And I think the town is concerned about getting state funding. And you know, so hopefully if we can get more grant money, that helps. You can never guarantee. So anyone want to increase it, decrease it, leave what I put in as a, you know, first shot or what?
Yeah. So, I mean, my only concern, and this is kind of it's hard to predict, right? Because are we going to be in a post-COVID world in 2020 or 2022?
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I remember right, last year, which was probably the last year we were fully in person, the camera operator budget was low, right? Which we overran that year, right?
Yeah, we overran. I think it was 2 fiscal years ago, and then we asked for more money last year for this fiscal year.
Okay.
And we didn't we didn't get it, or we got it, we didn't get as much as we asked for, but we did get grant money that first time. And we're still working that off, by the way. We had a few $100 left in that grant.
That we encumbered.
This year's grant money, I specifically, when we got the grant funding at the end of August, beginning of September, I specifically put it into the assistant coordinators line item because I knew that we really were not using the temporary camera operators that
Right.
much because of
Yeah.
COVID. And I think Chris has blown through that $4,000 already of grant funding for this year. But again, it's hard to tell with the way they do the accounting with the new accounting system. We may have actually overrun it. And I think I sent them a letter saying, take that out of the town funding at this point.
Right.
So it's hard to predict what's going to happen.
And I mean, I don't know whether that makes sense to put that in the narrative in the sense that I was saying we're putting the $1,000 here because we're expecting to continue in this, Zoom / in-person setup, but it very well could be that we may need to move funds to the camera operators again if we can finally use them again.
Yeah, well, I'm asking for the same amount for the camera operators that we got this year, which is $5,000. And the last line in the narrative under operators said the ongoing pandemic providing uncertainty regarding our ability to use camera operators and the uncertainty of receiving future grant funding, we're requesting no change in this line item.
But if you open up your budget memo
yeah,
from 18 to 19, right, which would have been the last non-COVID affected year,
yeah,
we were at 5,900, which is an over expenditure of that line.
yeah, we overran by $1,400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're up 5,000, but that's still $900 under what we did in 2018, 2019, right? And we've only been adding meetings and such. I don't know if it makes sense to call out that we may need some flexibility in where we put this funds.
Well, would you want to make a $2,000 increase rather than a $1,000? Or
no, I think your number's right. I just don't know if it's in the right bucket at the moment. That's my question.
I think it is.
Okay, so are we going with this? What's the sense of the committee?
Yeah, let's go with your budget then.
I think as long as you do what Mike said, and that is, ask them for flexibility down the road if in fact we find that we need to put the money someplace else, then I think what you have there is great.
Okay, I will make a note of that. Ask for flexibility.
Yeah, I mean, on the plus side, last year we only used 1,700 of our cameraman's budget, so technically we can make up for any over expenditures Chris did by moving that money. But I'm sure,
right? Yeah, it'd be a little easier if I actually had a good status of what our accounts are at right now.
No,
I will be trying to work with the finance department to straighten that out because I have to in the next month to write the Cable Advisory Council grant report. Okay, so I will put a line in there about flexibility for the extra $1,000 I'm asking.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So is there a motion to approve this with that? I see Mike's hand went up, but do I have a
So
second?
moved.
And I have a second, and I have a third. Okay, thank you.
Who seconded?
What? Second was Bob Kelly, and Gary snuck in just at the very end. All in favor of adopting the budget as written with the narrative updated?
Yep. Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you very much.
Good job on that, Saul.
What?
It's a good job on your narrative there.
Okay. Next item is the coordinator reports. Now, there are two, I sent you two of them today, one for September and one for October.
Oh, crap, I
We
didn't make a
did
copy of that.
discuss the September report last month in October, but we were unable to vote on it because we didn't have a quorum. So I added to your handout, your package today. And I've also sent you the October report. So regarding the September report, quick summary. We had 82 live hits on our live stream through Discover. We had on YouTube combined total of live and video on demand hits of 131. The meetings that are being held in town, many of them are held virtually. The report indicates which ones were virtual. We cable cast and screen most of them live. Mike seems to have dropped offline, or
No, I'm sorry. I'm
he's
still
back.
here.
Okay.
I had something
We stream most of them live. No Town Talk episodes were recorded because of the pandemic. As reported in the September meeting, Assistant Coordinator Kelly spent several hours on the phone trying to resolve a Frontier broadcast issue, which was traced to a loose connector. And assistants worked after that. And we continued to receive items that we had ordered under the latest CAT grant in September. So that was essentially what happened in December. It's a rerun of what we said last month. Does anyone have any comments on the September coordinator report? If not, I will take a motion to approve the report.
So moved.
Gary, and seconded by Mike. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
You're muted, Mike. You know that.
That'd be why you can't hear me.
Okay. I believe it was unanimous.
Yes.
Okay. The October report. The interesting thing about the October report, if you look at it, I have never seen this many programs shown during a month, different programs. We have 33 events there shown between meetings and other things. About half of them actually are from prior months, and 16 of them are from the current October, shown in October, recorded in October. In terms of a running tally, through the year, we have already had 62 meetings, 3 other events, and a total of 65 of events and meetings, which if you project it out, it says we'll have like 195 by the end of the year. Typically, it runs more like 180. In terms of hits, on Discover, we had 97 live hits, and on YouTube, we had a combined 380 live and VOD hits. This is the last month you'll see Discover statistics because Discover is no longer our streaming provider to the internet as of this week. Regarding things around, nothing's really changed because of the pandemic. Meetings are being held virtually. The virtual meetings are shown on this report. I believe there were three or four of them. The rest, some of the committees were meeting in town hall, actually. Again, nothing was done regarding Town Talk programming. At the very end of October, we had received our new streaming encoder through Telview Corporation, and Chris spent a harrowing number of days trying to get that running. And it was not just plug and play. He had to set it all up, and that we had also purchased a new rack for our equipment, and Chris transferred all the equipment from the old rack to the new rack, and so things were off the air for a while, and then back on the air with just the bulletin board for a while, and then we started just showing programs we could pull off the hard drive from the server. But Chris really worked at it, and like I said, he had a struggle because things were not working. He was on the phone with Telview, and things they told him to do didn't work, and they finally concluded that maybe there's something wrong with the video card or the graphics card. They made him take the cover off the server, and he made sure it was connected. It was all connected. Had him send the server back. And then Gary looks like he dropped off there. They had him send the server back, and we finally got it back, and we're finally online on lot. We're now streaming live on the Telview streaming service, and there's also a video on demand service that is available to us. It should be running. Chris will be loading up programs onto the video on demand service, and hopefully they will be showing shortly within a few days. Let's see where Gary is. He seems to have dropped off.
He's just on video mute. He's probably fine.
He's, all I see is his name.
Yeah, he's got a little microphone. Gary, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay,
There we go.
got it. All right, so any questions on the October report? Anna, Chris, anything to add to the October report that you wrote? Nope. Okay, so at that point, I will take a motion to approve the October report.
So moved.
I see Mike,
Second.
seconded by Gary. Thank you. All in
Yep.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous again. Thank you. Next item is the action items. And action item wise, the police academy, Ron and Chris were supposed to try and set up some kind of virtual meeting with the police officer who's trying to help us put this thing together. Did that ever happen, or
No, we got to take videos of her.
you're gonna
Oh,
take the
she's talking.
videos over there?
Yeah,
All right.
while she's talking.
What?
I'm going to take videos of her while she's talking,
Uh-huh.
interview her on each subject.
Mhm. Okay, did you set that up yet, or you have to do that yet?
No, I haven't done that yet.
So you're going to video tape her, or,
I'd like to videotape her as she describes each event that's going to be part of the
Okay.
video,
all right,
so that we can cut in the stuff that we shot as she speaks about it.
okay. Okay, so when did you plan to call her to try and set that up?
Well, I frankly have been putting it off and because of the virus, but I don't know if they're,
Yeah, but but the last meeting, I thought that because of that delay, because of the virus, that you and Chris were gonna set up some sort of Zoom conference with her and try and sort it out that way.
I can do that.
Well, we agreed to do that at the last meeting. It's an action item.
Did not do it. I will do it.
Okay. Okay, the second action item that was still open was, Chris has written a bunch of procedures or a procedure on how to do virtual recording and broadcasting of meetings through Zoom so that people other than Chris could do it. And he had written the procedure, and the next step was actually to have someone not involved in this follow the procedure and see if they could do it. I don't know if that has happened yet. Chris? Okay, so you're gonna review the procedure and send it out to the committee for committee review. All right, I'm just writing some notes. Thank you. Okay. Thing, asked when I didn't make it an action item, we just kind of asked by November 23rd, if there is any capital equipment that we would like to purchase through the town that exceeds $10,000 in cost, we need to submit a request with a quote November 23rd. Was thinking about redoing the Board of Education meeting room to make it more like the town hall meeting room. We have some old equipment there. It no longer is up to speed relative to what we have at town hall. I don't know. I realize you had all this other stuff to do, Chris. I don't know if you got around to it. Still something we could do in the Board of Ed that we should try for a capital, submit a capital grant request with them or no?
That would be a very good place to do it.
Okay, Chris? Ron said that would be a good place to do it, referring to the Board of Education. All right, so we've got 11 days to submit something if we want it. So if you really, if you go and price something and, you know, if it's over 10 grand, we can do it. If it's under 10 grand, we'll go with the grant, the Cable Advisory Council grant request for that the funding. So if you can take a quick look at it, let me know if we meet the 10 grand hurdle or not. And if not, we'll go with grant funding. Yeah, and if you can get some quotes, that way we need to get a price, so we need quotes. It doesn't have to be from B&H, but you know, we do. If the stuff that you can get that you need to get in other places, that's fine. But you know, B&H, we have an account with B&H, so it's a little easier, and they tend to give us good discounts. So yeah, all right. So you'll have something by Monday. Good. That's it for action items. CAT grant is the next item on the agenda. So yesterday and today we received the final two back ordered items from B&H. And so we have spent all the grant equipment funding that we got for this year. We received a Sony camera and a mouse for our Mac computer. Those are the last two items that were back ordered. When I spoke to B&H a few weeks ago, they said a lot of stuff is being back ordered due to the COVID virus. Things are just, the supply chain is just slow these days. And a lot of things are made in China, which, you know, that probably made it even slower. So we're all set with that. I just have to straighten labor funding with the town and their accounting system. Okay, any questions on the CAT grant? No. Next item is the equipment inventory. As equipment has been coming in, I've been adding it to the inventory. The only thing I need is some serial numbers. Sometimes on the invoices I got from B&H, they had serial numbers. Sometimes those serial numbers weren't right. There are several items, Chris, that I think I sent you an email. Next time you're in town hall, please check those items. Even though I may have serial numbers for them, I just need to make sure they're the right ones, because we did have an issue with one item where they gave us the wrong serial number. So that's equipment inventory. Next item would have been town talk. We already discussed that. Nothing happening on that front. Ron and Chris will try and set up a Zoom meeting with the police officer who's going to help us out. And the last item on the agenda is the proposed meeting dates for calendar year 2021. So I have proposed, I sent out a draft to everyone. Typically it's the first Thursday of the month, except if I think the meeting falls within the first 3 or 4 days of the month, I move it to the second Thursday to give Ron and Chris enough time to accumulate all the data they need to put their reports together. So right now, what I've proposed is January 7th, February 4th, March 4th, April 8th is a second Thursday, May 6th, June 10th, second Thursday, July 8th, second Thursday, August 5th, September 9th is a second Thursday, October 7th, November 4th, December 9th, the second Thursday, and we have to go one into the January of 2022, and that's January 6th. So those are the proposed dates. Anyone want to change any of them?
It looks good.
Fine with me.
Got a question for you. Why the week, July 8 one? Is it wise to have it in the same week as the 4th of July? That's just and it's a tough call anyway, because it's summertime.
Yeah. Well, the first Thursday would be same problem. Plus, it doesn't give them enough time to put the report together. And the only other thing we could do is the third Thursday. And I don't know what, there may be another town committee meeting on the third Thursday. We can change it, we can leave it, and when we get closer to the date, change it.
That's, why don't we just do that?
Leave it, and then as we get closer to the date, review it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Review it maybe in May, at our
Okay.
May meeting.
All right.
That's just a
Um,
thought.
Okay, so if we're all good with that, then I'll take a motion to approve this so I can send it off to the town clerk.
So
Mike?
moved.
Mike and Bob.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
I
Okay, unanimous. Thank you. That's it. We got through it a lot faster than I thought.
So moved.
Motion to adjourn.
Anyone else have anything to add tonight?
don't think we can because it's a special meeting.
What?
We can't add anything. It's a
Yeah,
special meeting.
well, just comments. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Bob Kelly and a second by
Gary,
Gary. We're out of here. Thank you.
bye now.
Good night, all.
Have a
Thank-
good one.